Hi, my name is Carissa Delgado, and this is my crew story. Me and my children started going to Legacy Church about 4.5 years ago. I was asked to join a single mom's crew because it was just me and my children. My husband wasn't ready to come to church at that point. So at first I was very offended because, here I was, this married woman in church by myself with my 4 children. But I went home and I had explained to my husband that somebody had asked me to join the crew, a single mom's crew, and he kind of just got quiet. And I remember sitting at the counter crying because we were going to church and we were coming home so full of joy and so excited, and I just didn't understand why he wouldn't go to church, why he wouldn't at least try it for us. I would always make excuses for him on why he wasn't at church, like he was working or he had something to do. I never just told anybody, that he just didn't want to be here. So I remember later on that night, I had all of these emotions going through my head and I didn't really know what God was doing. And then my husband had walked into the room and told me that Christian Estramera had hit him up and asked him if he wanted to just come to a men's group. It was a crew where a bunch of men were going to get together. It wasn't church. He said he kept telling him that it wasn't church. I remember going in the bathroom and just praying, that when he went there, that God just spoke to him. A couple days went by, he went to the crew. He wasn't too excited about it. He wasn't, didn't really show too much emotion. But I remember me and the kids were sitting at home and we couldn't wait until he came home so we could find out, did he like it, did he not like it? And I remember him walking in the door and he said that he loved it, and he told us that he had actually signed up for the setup team. So I was totally taken back because, just a couple weeks ago, me and the kids are going to church by ourselves and, wondering why he's not going, and he just went to a men's crew, and now he comes home and he tells us that not only did he join a crew, but now he's on setup team. So it was definitely an answered prayer. I went in the single mom's crew. I stuck with that because I just felt like at that season, that's where God wanted me. So I remember getting into situations with my husband, and I would call one of my friends, one of my old friends, and they would be like, yeah, come on, let's go out. Don't worry about that. You don't need that right now. So that's what I was used to. So, making these new friends and sisterhoods in the church, I would call them and be like, this is what's going on. Things are not good right now. I just want out. And they would tell me, Carissa, you have to have faith. God wants more for your marriage, for your family. And as hard as it was to take it at that point, I just knew that that's what God wanted me to hear because he did have better for our family. I got a lot out of crews. Not only did I feel sometimes you were able to relate with them and, pour into them, but at sometimes the crew was just so somebody in that crew could pour into you, or, if somebody had the same struggle, you didn't feel alone. I always felt regardless of what season of my life that I was in, I always had somebody that I could relate with. There was always somebody calling to check on me, to see, how are you guys doing? Do you need anything? So I encourage you, if you haven't signed up for a crew, for whatever reason, even if you don't come to church, I encourage you to just sign up for a crew because it has totally blessed my life, and it's always better to do life with somebody. So sign up and let's do life together.